Hello and welcome to a follow-up episode on the Element Ecto. The last time I featured my Element Ecto was after I put in the custom interior, which you can see looks pretty awesome. I think had started by putting on the light bar up here, and I was thinking about putting some spotlights down there. And as you can see, I've done that. I also talked about putting some period style marker lights down here, which I've done. And I also talked about putting in, if I could, some tail lights that were kind of semi-period looking, which I've kind of managed to do as well. So as you can see, the light kit's in there. The light kit I used was just the cheap Tamiya one that you can get on AliExpress for about $8 to $10. Very easy to wire into the ESC. Speaking of the ESC, I had to change out the transmitter and receiver. ESC, I should say, is just the same as the Hobbywing Fusion 1800 kV, but I'm now using a FlySky FS5, FS5, I think it's called, a GT, FS GT5, my bad. That's because the original transmitter receiver is only, from memory, I think it's 3 channels. And in order to fit in, which I've already done, is a servo winch, as you can see up the front here. To put in the light kit, you obviously need another channel, and couldn't do that with the standard one. So the guys at Element RC, if you're listening to this video, please, next time you release something like this, at least add another channel in there for people like me that want to add light kits and accessories and things like that. Because it would have, obviously it saves a bit of money in having to invest in something like that. I happen to have that lying around for another kit, so it's no big deal. So yeah, I just wanted to feature what I've done. I think it's actually come up quite nice. I'll flick on the controller just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So channel 3 is running spotlights. Actually, I've got it on crawler mode, so I'll just take it off that at the moment, because as soon as you enable the crawler mode, it can't do this one-handed. Let me just go back, come back into there, into crawl. No, I've gone back. Try again. Crawl off, that's what I wanted. So channel 3 is the lights, as you can see there, which look pretty cool. Indicators, the marker lights are there, you can see from the side, pretty cool, from the rear end. And then we've got our brake lights. So I know some people have mixed feelings about using light kits, because every time you turn, at the slightest thing, the indicators will go on, and it is a little bit annoying, but I still like the idea of giving the Ecto all the little upgrades that it deserves. So I think it's come up quite nice. In the back, put a few accessories in there, as you can see, the tank and the extinguisher and little toolbox. It does come with 2 aerials. Excuse me, I've actually positioned them a little bit different. I prefer to put it over there at the side. I think it looks nicer. And I put, again, something that I thought sat a little bit more period. There's a little aerial over there instead of the position that they have by default. So I'm going to pause the video. I opened the top off so you can see underneath. It's a little bit messy. I've got to tidy it up a little bit, but I'll show you the winch servo and what I recommend you do if you are going to choose to do that on your Ecto. So we'll be right back. All right, so as you can see here, we've got the steering servo up the front, and I've now added in, this is where the ESC would have been by default, the standard reed ESC. I've taken that out, and it has a spot there for a servo. So I've used a winch servo. Now I will say, if you buy one of the Endura winch servos, which is what I've done, there are 2 types of spools you can get. You can get a a normal standard spool, or you can get a what do you call it? It's the shorter one. So I would recommend getting the normal full size spool. The reason being is this winch line is quite long, and what you will find is when you're retracting it, it will come off the spool. So I've actually ordered a standard size spool that I will fit in there eventually. So that's that. Other than that, you can see in terms of the wiring, look, I've got a little bit of tidying up to do, but it's not too bad. In terms of where I've put the Tamiya light kit, fits perfectly over here. I don't know if you can see that. It's a bit difficult. I think you can just see it in the video there. So the thing about these Ectos is there's really no room to do much. Like, I did want to actually put in one of those ESS sound modules. Even the single version would not fit properly in this. You couldn't get the body back on. So if you are thinking of doing something like that, don't bother trying, because it's not going to happen. The best you can hope for is something like this light kit, which will just fit in there fine. And yeah, with the shorty battery pack there, you know, you can get, if you want, you can get your servo winch. I wouldn't try messing around putting another type of winch in there. It would be a lot of work and a lot of messing around. So I think that's basically it. So I just wanted to give a quick update on it. I think it's pretty cool. It didn't cost a lot to do what I've done. You know, like the servo winch, I think from memory was about $25. This was about $8 for the light kit. The lights themselves individually, you can get these again off AliExpress. I believe they were about $5 for two. So say that's $10 there and $5 up the front. So and these marker lights were the most expensive because they came off some truck kit or whatever. But even so, you know, with doing those, you know, they're cheap, simple upgrades, and all the little accessories at the back, you know, that you see, like the little jerry can and toolbox and all of that. These are little knickknacks that you can pick up off AliExpress very, very cheaply as well. So if you want to, you know, customize your Ecto and give it a bit of flair, yeah, you can do it quite cheaply and have a bit of fun going about it at the same time. I'm quite happy with the way this thing's turned out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it a run. And you can see that I didn't actually feature. I think that looks pretty cool as well. The little winch kind of rope up there as well, which is pretty cool. So that's it really for this update. I'll try and do a run with it over the next weekend coming up before Christmas, if I have time, just to demo how it's going after these updates. Not that it's going to be anything to do with performance, it's more just visual. And I'll try and find a good spot to feature it. So until then, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, bye for now.